أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Council, viewers and listeners out there, welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on the agenda, I now have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
Auzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Good morning to you all. May I now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, we continue to ask for your protection and guidance. We ask that you be before us, behind us, and by our side. We ask that you continue to give us grace as we deliberate on these councils. We ask that you guide us, protect us in all what we do or say in this commission. All this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Can we have the secretary to call the witnesses, if the assistant registrar?
Welcome back, Mr. Witness. For you, Mr. Mane, you can kindly sit down. While I remind you that you are still under oath for continuation of your testimony before this commission. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Witness. To start with, may I know what your religion is?
Muslim.
Can you face the cameras, please?
Muslim.
Okay. In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Holy Quran.
You want to swear by the Holy Quran?
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Mr. Witness, please hold the Holy Quran and repeat after me. I, Lamin, S. Toure, do swear that I will speak the truth.
I will speak the truth.
Can you speak louder?
I will speak the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing.
And nothing.
But the truth.
Only the truth.
But the truth.
But the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, the witness has been sworn.
Good morning, Mr. Mane. You are welcome back.
Thank you.
And Mr. Lamin Esture,
Yes, morning, ma.
you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Council.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. Mr. Mane,
Yes.
for the record, your name is Lamin Mane,
Yes.
and you've already testified before this commission.
Yes.
And the other witness, can you please introduce your name?
Lamin
Yourself
Esture.
to us.
I'm Lamin Esture, working at Bassi Area Council, IT office.
At your office.
Okay.
Can you tell us what your occupation is?
I'm responsible for all the IT equipment in Bassi Area Council and the digital tax collection system in Bassi Area Council.
Yes, so I will ask that you speak louder a bit
Okay.
and possibly slower so that we can hear what you are saying.
Okay.
Is it okay?
All right, it's okay.
Now, before I come to you, we will just proceed shortly with Lamin Mane. Mr. Mane,
Yes.
you gave an additional statement to the investigators, is that correct?
Yes.
When was this?
It was
This month?
on the 5th of September.
Yes. So if I show you a copy of the statement, will you be able to recognize it?
Yes.
Please have a look at this document.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you please go through the document? And can you now advise us whether that is the same document or the statement you have given to the investigators?
Yes, it's the same.
Can I have it, please?
Thank you.
Madam Chairperson, Honorable Commissioners, I apply to tender the additional statement of the witness Lamin Mane, an IT officer, dated the 5th day of September 2023, into evidence as an exhibit.
The additional statement for Mr. Lamin Mane, dated the 28th of August. Oh, no. Sorry. The additional statement of Lamin Mane, Assistant IT Officer of Basse Area Council, dated the 5th of September 2023, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LM/BSAC/003.
As the Commission pleases. Now, over to you, Mr. Lamin Esture. You also gave a statement to the Commission
Yes.
through the investigators.
Yes.
Do you recall when this was?
Yes, on the 5th of September, 2023.
This year.
This year, yes.
Now, if I show you your statement, will you be able to identify whether that's the very one you have given to the investigators?
Yes, I will recognize.
Please have a look at this document. Can you tell us whether that is the statement
Yes,
that
that's
was
it.
obtained from you by the investigators?
Yeah, that's right, that's it.
I can hear you very well, sir.
Yes, that's it.
That's the statement.
That's the statement, yes.
Honorable Commissioners, I apply to tender the statement of the witness, Lamin S. Ture, into evidence as an exhibit. It is dated the 5th day of September 2023.
The witness statement of Lamin S. Ture, dated the 5th of September 2023, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/LST/BSAC/001.
As the Commission places. Now, Mr. Mane,
Yes.
regarding your additional statement,
Okay.
what can you tell us about the device that was with Manco Mane that he said he forgot in his house, and then there was a report that he had been having that device for over 3 months, even though he said it was just for a month. What do you know about that situation?
Okay. Like I said in my statement, there was a time Lamin Esture, my boss, the IT manager, was traveled to Combo for official mission. I'm the one at the office with the interns. Then, I was called by by then finance director, Mr. Lamin Suso, that, Manco should go for collection. Let me give device to Manco. And, our office procedures are before doing anything. Before I do anything there, I must consult my boss before doing anything. Then that's the time I gave a phone call to Lamin Suso, Lamin Esture, and he told me that, in our records, Manco is having a device. Let me not give device to Manco.
So, wait a minute. You are saying the Director of Finance, Lamin Suso,
Yes.
asked that you give a device. This is the automated revenue collection device.
Yes.
To Manco Mane,
Manco Mane, yes.
a revenue collector.
A revenue collector, yeah.
And it is your procedure in your office that
Yeah.
everything has to be recorded.
Yeah.
And so you have to communicate to your boss.
Boss, yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
And the boss you are referring to, Lamin Esture, is the one that is before us.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
Okay. Then he told me that, let me not give device to Manco, because in our records, Manco is having a device. Then I report back to director. I told him that, Lamin Ture said that, Manco is with device. Then we should not issue any device to Manco. He said, okay. Till we are there until Lamin come back from Combo. Then he asked Manco himself concerning about the device. Then Manco denied that, he was not having a device. Then we were there. Later on, there was a time. By then, he traveled to Combo again.
Who traveled to Combo again?
My boss, Lamin Esture.
Okay.
He traveled to Combo, and then I got a call from him. He said that, Kaba will bring a device to you.
Who is Kaba?
Kaba Sane.
Kaba Sane.
Yeah, he's also a revenue collector.
Okay.
Then he told me that, Kaba will bring a device to you. I told him, which device is that? He said that, he said there is a device that found in Manco's hand. And, he should bring that device to you. And please, write a note on top of that device and you keep it there. I told him that no problem. Then Kaba came with the device. I kept that device. The device is with me. Then the following day, we report the matter to then by then the CEO was traveled to Combo. Mr. Yaya Sise is the one who is overseeing the position of the CEO. We report the matter to Mr. Sise. Then Mr. Sise told me that, go and on that device, all the transaction that is in the device, you print it out, you bring it. That's the time I on that device and I connect it to the internet. The device automatically sync, and all the transaction that came from that device, I print it out. I give the print out to Mr. Yaya Sise. Then upon the comment of my boss, then I told my boss that the device I was assigned by Yaya Sise to charge the device and connect it through the internet, so that we can have all the transactions that did happen through the device. Then he told me that okay, no problem, it's a good job. Then we were there. That's how I know the device issue.
Now, when was this?
It was around April.
April of which year?
2023.
April 2023 was when the finance director, Lamin Chuso, asked that you give Manco money.
The first request from the finance director.
Yes.
That one is in 2022.
2022.
2022.
When
yes.
was it? At the end of 2022?
Yeah, it's end of 2022.
That will be in December.
No,
or
that
around
may
the
be
end?
no before December. It may be around November. Yeah, around November, December. It's end of 2023.
That was
2022.
That was the first time the finance director asked that you give Mr. Mane.
Yeah, because by then I'm new to that office. Because I was redeployed in October.
You were redeployed as from a collector, revenue collector, to IT department.
Assistant. Yeah.
And when was this?
It was October.
October 2022.
2022. Yes.
And immediately after that, you had this issue.
Yeah.
With the finance director and Manco Mane.
Manco Mane. Yeah.
Now, when the finance director asked that you gave the device to Manco Mane and you consulted your boss.
Yes.
And then your boss said that the device that is being asked to be given to Manco should not be given to Manco because he had already had a device. When was the device recovered?
Pardon?
When was the device recovered? When did Kaba bring the device?
It was April.
In April?
Yeah.
So from, let's say, November, December, all the way to April, it was when the device was being brought.
Yeah.
Now, this Kaba.
Yes.
What can you tell us about Kaba himself?
Yeah, because Kaba is the one who is collecting in Woolly West. He's a collector. Yeah. Then due to the shortage of devices during those days, because we go up to a state whereby we have only 4 devices that are active by then.
Okay.
Then the joint collectors, to like Woolly East and Woolly West are all in the same area. Then they can all be using one device. They go together. When they are in Woolly West, Kaba's account that will be used. When they are in Woolly West, Manco's device, Manco's account that will be used.
Okay. Now, what you have printed, the transactions that you found on the device when it was recovered, yes. You did the printing.
Yeah, I did the printing.
And then you handed it over to your boss, Mr. Ture, resident here.
No, I give it to Mr. Sise.
The Sise.
Yeah.
What is his?
Sise.
What was his rank at the time? His position?
He is the acting CEO by then and the director of planning.
Of planning.
Yeah.
And then, do you know whether what he did with the printout?
Yeah, because he assigned me to make a printout and make a copy to Uncle Kerry also, Molamin Keru.
That will be in April.
Yeah, in
April 2023.
2023. Yeah.
Now, do you recall the amount of transaction that was done on the printout? Do you recall, or do you have a copy with you?
No, I do not recall.
But do you have a copy with you?
I did not come with the copy. Yeah.
Very well. Thank you for now. Okay. We will now go with the evidence of your boss, Mr. Lamines Ture.
Yes.
Now, before we proceed straight to the issue regarding Manco Mane, Can you briefly tell us your employment with the area council? When were you employed at the area council?
On the 1st of September 2020.
2020?
Yes.
And what were you employed as?
As an IT technician.
And what was the nature of your employment? Who employed you and how were you employed?
Through Service Commission.
Service Commission.
Yes.
When you say Service Commission, what do you mean? Is it the Local Government Service Commission?
Local Government Service
Commission.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all right. Now,
Yes.
what are your educational qualifications?
Higher National Diploma in Business and Information Technology, and then currently I'm doing data analysis.
Currently?
I'm studying data analysis.
Where?
With the University of Messina in Italy.
With the?
University of Messina.
I am struggling to get that.
University of Messina.
University?
Messina University, yes.
Messina University?
Yes.
In where?
Italy.
Italy?
Yes.
It's an online program?
Very good online program.
Very well.
Okay.
Now, in your role as an IT officer in Basse Area Council, how can you briefly describe your job description? What does your job entail?
The time I was employed at Basse Area Council, I found that they started this digital tax collection system. Then from there, I started over from there. I do help them with their equipment when they are not working, and then my job responsibility start with the digital tax collection system. I was controlling it and make sure all the system and device work perfectly, and when they have a problem they will report to me and then I deal with accordingly.
So when you were employed, you had already found out that they were operating the digital
tax collection
system?
Yes, sir.
That is using these automated machines?
Very good, sir.
Now, prior to your arrival or you assuming office, was there any IT officer that you've replaced?
No, I didn't find anybody there.
Was there any IT department?
Yeah, no, there is no IT department there.
Now, how were they collecting revenue through these automated machines if they had no IT unit at the time?
At that time, one guy was running the system there, but it's not from Basse Area Council. Basse is working with the 5C.
So they had an employee from 5C?
Yeah, 5C guys that are running the system before I coming over.
Yes, so 5C is probably the contractors, the ones that were running the automated machines.
Very good.
They had the agreement with the area council.
Very good.
To conduct the automated revenue collection machine on behalf of the area council.
That's right.
Depend on the agreement they have.
That's right.
But that was before you came.
Yes.
Now, but you were saying that prior to your arrival and assuming office as an IT officer, it was the 5C company that was actually running the system.
Very good.
Where were they running the system from? Was it from their office or at the area council itself?
They come to the area council.
They had an office there?
No, they normally come there. You know, the system is you can monitor it even you are not in the office.
Yes.
And then everybody in the office has a username.
Yes.
Whereby they log in and see whoever did transaction.
Yes.
So it's easy to monitor it.
Yes.
Unless when the device has a problem, they will contact 5C and then tell them we have this so problem. But what I could remember, most of the time, weekly, they come over there.
Most of the time?
In the week. 1 week, the following week, they will come over.
Now, at that time, was the device collection being monitored by the council itself?
Yes.
When you came, did you find that the council were having a monitoring system?
Yes. This thing is not about, once you create an account in the system, you are entitled to see the dashboard. You, the collector, every user will see the dashboard.
Yes.
So it's not a matter of I don't have the dashboard or who is monitoring the dashboard. They are all monitoring the dashboard. CEO is having the screen in his office, but all the lines managers, they have a user account whereby they can log in with their computer and then see the dashboard. So they were doing that before I come. They were doing it, and after when I was employed, after a time run, they were doing that. But lately, I don't see them doing it.
So you're saying, before you came,
yes.
In fact, all the line managers were having a computer.
They're having a desktop.
A desktop.
Desktop, yes.
Yes, that's why I say computer. It can be a laptop. It can be a desktop.
Very good.
So it will say, if it's safe to say a computer.
That's right.
So, but then you have qualified it to say desktop. Now they have a desktop in their office. And they all have a user name,
Mm-hmm.
which means they could monitor the transactions that were happening on a daily basis.
Very good.
And the CEO will have a screen in his office.
Yes, CEO don't have a desktop. And the time I came, I was like using his laptop.
Yes.
Because I was not have laptop, so he's having a screen.
A screen.
For him alone having a screen.
So he was also
Monitoring Very
his
good.
activities.
Very good.
Now, so 5C will come once a week
Yes.
when there's a problem
Very
or
good.
when there's something to discuss or so on and so forth.
Very good.
Now, when you came and you said your primary job was now to monitor the system,
Very good.
how were you conducting this monitoring?
Okay, this thing, I will have my laptop and any transaction that they did, or if they want to change the user's name or they want to change the collector's name, they will come to me.
Okay.
That will be done upon the alliance manager.
Yes.
The alliance manager will, before they will normally go to the CEO, but that's a long procedure. But now I was being contacted. Now, the alliance manager comes to the office and said, we want to change so account, you can please do it. So that's how it comes.
Why would they want to change an account?
Okay, sometimes a particular collector maybe will not be available and then the device there, or sometimes they want to assign a particular collector to do the collection, or sometimes collector himself will have a difficulty of logging in the system. So those kind of problem, and when the device has a problem, they will come to me.
Now, these automated machines,
Yes.
can you tell us whether it's only one person that can log in or anyone with a username can log in?
Okay, this thing is simple. Before I comes to the council, they are using online version, meaning you can do the transaction only online. If you don't have an internet, you cannot log in and you cannot make transaction.
No, let's first start. I know we will.
I want to come over there.
Just wait a minute.
Okay.
The benefit, we have had so much evidence regarding how it works.
Yeah.
You can even assume that some of us know how it works.
Okay.
But then we are not doing this job for us. So that's why
Okay.
we're taking it one step at a time.
Okay.
So that everyone will understand how the system works. So we have seen a projector being projected,
Okay.
and you will now explain in real time some of these things. But we just first want to understand some of the basics. Now you have the automated machine. Is it that only one person can log in, or anyone with a username can log in?
Anyone with a username can log in, but based on rules and regulations.
Regulations. And what are the rules and regulations?
If a device is assigned to me, and the device is with my name,
Yes.
and somebody want to log in, first, if I do the transaction, I need to post that transaction.
Yes.
Because if you do the transaction, you'll be the first person seeing that transaction in your device at your dashboard.
Yes.
If you don't post it, we will not going to see it. So you need to post your transaction. From there, you log out.
Okay. And then someone else will now log in.
Someone else will log in and do the transaction with the internet, and then from there, when he do the transaction, he need to post the data so that we can see it at the office.
Okay. Two things are important here. Now, the first issue is, you said the device will be in your name.
Very good.
What do you mean when you say the device will be in your name?
If you come to the office from the alliance manager and then they reach to our office,
Yes.
we will register the device. We will write.
Is your voice this low, or you just, I don't know, nervous a bit?
If you the name, when your alliance manager requests a device,
Yes.
and then they will come to our office. Sometimes they will write the person's name, or sometimes they will come with the individual.
Yes.
And then we will then decide which device we're going to issue him. Either, we have two types of device.
Yes.
We have telepo device, and then we have
You have the what?
Telepo.
Telecode.
Yeah, it's a device name. Yeah.
Did you say telecode?
Telepo. It's another name of the device.
Can you spell? I can't hear the pronunciation.
TELPO.
Teleport.
Yeah.
Teleport device.
Very good.
That's the first kind of device, and then.
Yes, and then from there we will write your name, and then we will give you.
No. Wait a minute. You just take it one step at a time.
Okay.
You said you have two types of
device.
devices.
Yes.
One is called the teleport device.
Yes.
And the second one.
The other one is Sunni device.
What?
Sunni.
Do you hear that? Can you spell it?
SUIM. P2.
P2.
Yes, that's the device I brought here.
SWIM 2 device.
Yes.
SWIM
That's the device I brought.
SUIM P2.
Yeah, P2 device.
Now you can proceed with the procedure. Then we'll come back to whether there's any difference between these two devices.
Okay, so actually they all do the same work.
No, let's first continue with the procedure. You said when someone comes to your...
Yeah, then from there we will issue him device. We write which type of device we issue him, and then we write it down.
Yes.
And then from there, and the numbers, and then the serial number, and then we give it to him.
Now, every device has a serial number.
Every device has a serial number. Every device has a number attached to it.
Every device has a number
attached to it
and a serial number.
Very good.
So it has a device number and a serial number.
Very good.
So if you give a device to, let's say, Peter or Amado, you definitely know that the device you've given, the device number is, let's say, 10, and the serial number is so and so and so.
Yes.
So it is easily identifiable to someone. Is that the case?
It's easily identified, and then the system can also trace whoever used that device.
Yes.
Very good.
That's one. Now, what is the difference between the teleport, if there is any,
with
the SWIM 2 device?
Actually, they are all the same. They do the same work, but this other one is an old version, and then the new one, the one I brought, that's the new version.
Which one is the old version, and which one is the new version?
The teleport is the old version. This other one, you can, with the credit card, you can even make transactions. It's a new one.
So the SWIM 2 is the upgraded version of the teleport version.
Good. Yes, sir.
Are they all from the same company?
Yeah, they are from the same company.
They are from the same company.
Yes, sir.
Now, yes. So now, when you assumed office, how many devices did you find functional in the office?
At the starting of the project, they brought 20 devices. So
when they brought 20 devices, did that find you there, or you were not?
I found it there.
You found 20 working devices.
Very good.
Okay. Let's proceed, and then.
And then the 2021 January.
Yes.
They brought another Sunni device. That is 8 devices. They brought another device.
They brought another 8 devices.
8 devices.
Making it 28 devices.
Very good. The reason was the 20 that they brought, we have, the 7 has a problem with the application running. It's not running.
The what?
The 7 out of that 20.
Yes.
We have a problem with the 7 devices. The application is not running.
7 of the devices were not working. They are not functional.
Very good. So we wrote to them, and then the supply was with another 8 devices.
So, which means you now have to do 21 devices.
Very good.
Instead of 28.
Very good. Then from there, this year, June 15, the supply was with another 15 devices.
In June?
This year.
Of this year, 2023?
Very good.
Another 15 devices?
Yes. Make it 43 devices.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, it will be 43 devices, but then 36 that are working.
Yes, along the line, we have issue with other devices.
No, you said 7 were not working. You were first given. Just take your time.
Okay.
You are, if I'm wrong, then you're correct.
Okay.
You were given 20 devices.
Very good.
Then you were given 8 devices.
Very good.
That will be 28 devices.
Very good.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
But then the reason why you asked for additional 8 devices is because 7 of the 20 were not working.
Very good.
So which gives you 28 devices, but 21 that are really working, they are functional. The other 7 they are not working.
Very good.
After which, in June of this year, they add another 15 devices.
Very good.
So you now have 36 functional devices.
At that time.
Now, where were the 7 devices that were not working?
Okay. Along the line, some device has a printing problem. So
this is the thing. If I ask you this question and you jump to something else.
No. The thing was,
just wait a minute.
Okay.
If I am the one leading you, so if I ask you a question and you jump to something else quickly, because you want to easily say your evidence and finish with it, it will cause confusion.
Okay. All right.
You will still come back to say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
But let's have a pattern. Then it will flow.
Okay.
So when I ask you a question, you answer, and you can always come back to what you want to explain. Is that okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
Now, the 7 devices that had a problem, where were they at the time?
At my office.
Okay. Now you can proceed with what you want to say.
So along the line, we have an issue with other devices. Those 20 devices, and then the 8 devices that they supply up to end of 2022. That's where we have device shortage.
What do you mean when you say we have issues with the other devices?
Okay, some device we have problem with printing problem.
Okay.
And then some will damage. Yes.
Damage of what form?
Form like collector will have said they have accident with it, they fall down, then device screen breakdown, and all kind of excuses.
So there are some devices that you have printing problems.
Yes.
Do you know how many devices had printing problems?
Actually, no, but no, I don't know actually.
How comes you don't know?
I will not remember offhand.
I
will not remember because I wrote it down, but it's not the record is not with
you
me.
You have a data that tells you how many devices have printing problems.
Very good.
But you can't recall.
You can't recall.
If you ask you to bring the data, will you be able to bring it?
I will bring the data, and then there are serial numbers.
So now the commissioners will tell you when to bring all this we are asking for.
No problem.
Now, you said others are damaged.
They are damaged, yes.
Because they would probably have accidents with them.
Very good.
Can you tell us the nature of the damage?
Yeah, the report that we have, some said I was riding, I fall with a motorbike, so it has a problem. Some will say I put it in my bag, the stapler touched it. You know, some will say some will say they brought it into my office, they placed it there, and the screen was touched. The screen was damaged.
They broke into my office?
To my office for charging.
Yes, they brought it into your office for charging.
Yes, and the screen, and it was damaged. Those are because when it's damaged, they will tell them to write a report and then bring it. So through that report, I was seeing it.
Do they usually write a report?
Yeah, they write a report.
Do you usually see these devices that they claim to have a problem or damaged?
Yes. When they have a problem, they will take to their line manager. From there, they will write to the CEO, and then CEO will ask me to see if they can be worked again or whatever. Then I will advise the CEO what.
Do you have a list of how many devices were damaged?
Very good. I have the list.
Yes, please. We will ask that you bring this list.
No problem. I will bring it.
Yes, please proceed. You can proceed.
Yeah. So along the line, we have a problem with the devices, and up to the last 2022, whereby we have 4 devices that we are having. 4 devices. So
from 36 devices.
43. 36 devices.
Oh, 36 devices, because
yes.
the 43, 7 were not.
That's right.
So 36 that were functional, all the way to 4 that were working.
Yes, I have the record, how state by state the device, the time there are problem.
Yes, we will need the record.
I will give you that.
So 4 were working as of which year? 2022, which month?
I could not remember the date, but 2022.
Okay, and then what happened?
Yes, we have a shortage of devices.
Okay.
Yes, so we are managing the 4 devices.
How were you managing the 4 devices?
Okay, what they do, they will change accounts. If you want to do the transactions, then you post your data, and then from there you log out, and then give it to another person, do the transaction, and then from there you log out again.
So, at this time, was 4 devices adequate enough for revenue collection? Was 4 devices? 4 devices, were they adequate enough? Were they sufficient enough to collect revenue?
No, they are not enough.
Was it possible that some revenue collectors would now still collect revenue without using the device?
Okay, that's the problem we have. They can do that, and they can even do the transaction offline without posting the data. So that's why it's very difficult with those 4 devices to manage.
Okay, so you are saying they can even collect revenue without
posting it.
Because that is always why it's difficult to monitor and manage all these 4 devices.
Very good.
Now, can you now tell us the issue of Manco money? When did you first learn about that issue?
It came to my knowledge when Lamin called me, asked me about, my director said Manco, we should give device to Manco. That was the first time I heard it, and I told him not to give device to Manco.
Please speak louder.
Not to give device to Manco.
That is, who is the director you are referring to?
The director Suso.
The director of what?
Director of finance.
Finance.
Very good.
He had asked one of your staff, that is Lamin Mane, that is sitting next to you.
Very good.
That he should give Manco Mane
a device.
a device.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then I told him that Manco has a device, so you cannot give him another device.
Why will Lamin Suso, the Director of Finance, ask that you give Manco Mane a device? Is that the normal route of communication when it comes to the collectors between to you?
Device. Actually, Lamin have to communicate to the Manco Lines manager.
So the normal route is for Manco Mane to speak to his lines manager.
Very good.
Who will in turn speak to who?
Who will then come to my office and request a device.
So you are saying, in short, it is not the role of the finance director?
No, that's not the role of finance director.
Then why do you think he will do that?
He's the bigger boss, so he cannot come over and request a device without following the normal procedures.
Exactly.
Who should do it, and then you come over and ask for the device. So it's not proper.
I'm now asking, why do you think he will now make it his business when it is not his role, it's not his responsibility? He has no business as to how revenue collectors are issued devices. Why would he do that?
Actually, I don't have any idea why he do that.
At the time?
At that time.
Do you have an idea now why he will do that?
According to what I have seen, maybe I can base on my...
Seen where?
On the audit report.
And what is that?
Manco director, Manco did transaction and then he denied, something like that.
No, please speak.
Yeah, he did transaction.
Speak clearly.
He did transaction.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
It's a commission of inquiry.
Yes.
So we don't speak in bits and pieces. We don't give evidence in bits and pieces.
Yes.
What you know is what you're going to say.
That's right.
So now tell us what you know.
Actually, to be frank, I didn't know what's the objective behind Manco, director for Manco to for us to give device to him.
Yes.
Actually, I have no idea about it.
But then, since you learned of the audit report,
that my mind goes to why maybe they want to do traction, but I don't know why.
No. What did you learn from the audit report?
Director goes to the field with the collectors. I have seen in the audit report.
Are you afraid of the director?
Huh?
Are you afraid of the director?
No, I'm not afraid.
You look like you're afraid of the director.
No, the problem.
No, you are.
No. The problem is
wait a minute, my friend.
I'm not afraid of it. If
Listen,
I am afraid of it.
No. Wait a minute. You see, you. This is national television.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't try to do this.
No, I'm not.
Don't do this to yourself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
You owe the country an obligation.
That's right.
So you are only speaking on issues that you know about. Mm-hmm. We are not asking you things that you don't know about, and certainly the commissioners are not even interested in trying to ask you to say things that you don't know about.
Yes.
But we will ask you things that you know about, and you will have to tell us.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Very well.
And you're not telling us for our own interest, you're telling us for the interest of the country.
I swear I didn't know why.
I'm saying, what do you know about the audit report?
Okay, the audit report. I learned that director goes to the field with the collector to collect the revenue.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you learned that he had done that with Manco Mane.
Yes, and I learned that Manco Mane also go to the field with director to collect the revenue.
Exactly.
That is what I see from the.
So after you have seen that,
yes.
Did anything come to your mind regarding why did?
Very good.
Wait for my questions.
Okay.
And you answer my questions.
Okay.
Your answers are your answers. My question will come to you.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
So then, when it now comes to your knowledge, you were saying that something now you now understand as to why,
yes,
in your own independent opinion, as to why the director would now send Manco to come and be given a device. And why do you think that is the case?
Maybe they want to go for collection.
Thank you very much. Now let's move. So this issue regarding Manco Mane, your Mr. Mane next to you informed you of the fact that the director of finance, Lamiso, had asked for a machine.
That's right.
And then you said no. And what was your reply?
I said no, not to give him.
Why?
Because that's not the normal procedure. And why that Manco is having a device, why is requesting for another device? Okay.
Now, then what happened next?
Then I told him not to give the device to the Manco.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you recall when this was?
This was...
Mr. Mane had said it is sometimes in late,
January?
he said sometime in November, I don't know.
November to December. And,
Yes.
And secondly also, in November, 29th of November, Manco picked a role in my office.
We will come to that.
Okay.
We will come to that.
Okay.
Before we mix up the evidence. Let's just clear this point.
Okay.
Now, I want to understand the timeline that you communicated with Mr. Mane.
Mr. Mane, I cannot remember, but
When was he brought to your office?
April
April of
2023.
April or October? He said he was brought in October.
No, it's April.
Mr. Mane, when were you transferred? Do you have your transfer letter?
Probably he don't understand what you are saying. He is talking about when I was redeployed.
Oh, when
to
Lamin
office.
was redeployed to my office.
Yes. When was he redeployed to your office?
I could not remember the date. October. That's October.
Around October.
Yes, October, yes.
Yes. Now, so when you spoke to Mr. Mane, and you had said no, Manco had already was given a device.
Yes.
So what happened next?
What happened next? They don't issue him device, and then from there, Lamin has to do the printout and give it to. Yes, give it to the acting CEO. Then I asked Lamin.
Did you communicate to him regarding the fact that the device was someone else will come to give him a device?
Yes, I communicate to him.
Can you please
regards
explain to us that part?
I communicate to him. I told him that Kaba called me.
Who is Kaba?
It's Kaba Sane. No, it's Lamin who called me first.
Yes.
Lamin who called me, and then I spoke to Kaba personally.
Yes.
Kaba said,
who is Kaba?
Kaba is a collector who works with Manco.
Okay.
Yes.
And please.
Kaba informed me that Manco is having device.
Okay.
And then I spoke to Lamin. I told Kaba that tell Manco or Kaba you bring device to my office.
You told Kaba what?
Kaba to bring the device or
Yes.
Manco bring the device to my office.
Yes.
Then when they come, they will. Lamin called me and told me that they brought the device.
Yes.
And then from there, I told him to put something on the device, write Manco's name and the date that he brought that device.
Yes.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
can you kindly tell this commission when you detected that out of the 20 devices that were supplied to the council,
Yes.
7 were having technical issues?
That's right.
Can you recollect?
Can
when you detected, I said, tell the commission, when you noticed that out of the 20 devices that were supplied to the council, 7 were defective. And what was the defect with those 7? And you have also told us that an extra 8 was given to, was supplied.
Yes.
When was this extra 8 supplied to the council?
The other 20 devices, they have a software problem.
The 7?
The 7 have a software problem.
Yes.
They are not running at that time.
Yes.
That was around the ending of 2021, ending 2020. So 2021, January, February, the supply was with another 8 devices.
Okay. So is the council that wrote
No, yeah,
to ask for replacement?
Yeah, we told them that we have an issue with these current devices that you supply. Mm-hmm. The application is not running very well. Mm-hmm. So when I spoke to them, and then they wrote to the 5C, and then they said they were going to supply us with a device. Mm-hmm. Then from there, the supply was a device.
How long did it take for them to supply you the extra 8?
It's not long. I could not remember actually duration, but it was not long. Okay. Yes.
Yes, and you said later on some of the devices had issues,
yes.
like some had problems, printing problems, and some were damaged.
Yes.
The ones that had printing problem, is it the same as the 7 devices that have technical problem?
No, it's different.
So these were also additional problem that the machines had.
Yes.
For the ones that had damages, were you ever told that some of the collectors, because we have had evidence before this commission that some of the collectors deliberately tampered with the machines and destroyed them. Were you able to investigate and find out, you understand, whether the reports that they gave were the information that was contained in the report is authentic in the sense that it's true, or that they were the ones that deliberately tampered with the machines because they don't want to use it? Did you find out?
Actually, I don't find out.
Okay.
I only look at their report and then the nature of what they wrote there, how the device was damaged. I can assess that some is deliberate because you have a phone with you. Your phone don't have a problem. It's only a device that will have problem. So it will not make sense.
So at that point, you have just told this commission that some of the damages were deliberate.
Yes.
At that point,
Yes.
did you write
Yes,
to their line managers to say some of these complaints they are giving, they are the ones that orchestrated it, so that corrective measures could be taken to address the issue?
Normally, I will communicate to CEO regards to the device because they will come through CEO. And then from there, CEO will ask me what to do. And then they put a measure on it. If device is deliberately damaged, you pay, the collector will pay $5,000. That was the rules that day.
So did you have the opportunity to see the agreement between the council and 5C so that you could be in a better position to address the problems as and when they come to your office?
Actually, 5C agreement, I have seen it, but I am not very familiar with it, actually.
The 5C agreement?
Yes.
If we ask you to get us a copy, would you be able to do so?
Yeah, sure. I will request it from the...
Please note and get us a copy of the 5C agreement.
No problem, thank you.
And I assume that you have looked at it once.
Yes.
What is the role of what is the role of 5C and the role of the council when it comes to the maintenance and supply of these devices? What is the role of 5C when it comes to the maintenance of this device? Because you have just told us that you don't do maintenance on the devices. When they explain to you and they bring their report, you look at the possible way of replacing it, right?
That's right.
So that is what you do.
Okay.
So now,
Can I proceed?
yes, you can answer then.
Okay. Regards to 5C agreement with the device, normally what happened is...
No, what is contained in the agreement?
In
If
the
you can recall.
I don't see I cannot recall what is contained in the agreement, but what is in place.
Yes.
If the device is deliberately damaged, like printing problem, application problem, that's 5C knows that that's their issue. They will handle it. But when the device is damaged, it has to be a genuine reason before they will supply. And council has to deal with that. The management has to deal with that. When it is deliberate, you will have to pay. But when the application is not working, when we have a printing problem with the device, 5C will replace that.
So the 5,000 that they have indicated that a collector would pay, is it sufficient to replace a device?
At that time, that time it depends on the dollar rate. They say they buy this device with dollars. So at that time, I don't know actually, but I don't know how dollar costs. But that's what they said is $5,000.
So the 5,000 is converted to dollar.
Very good.
To be the equivalent of the purchase price
Very good.
for one device.
Very good. At that time.
We just want to be clear.
That's right.
At the end of the day,
That's right.
we will have to make findings.
That's right. Thank you.
The other question I want to ask is that upon realizing that the Telpol device have an issue, when was this Suma P2 device brought in as an alternative to the Telpol?
That is January, February 2021.
2021?
2021, yes.
Is it 2021 or in June 15, 2020?
Teleport device brought in, this one is Sunni device brought in 2021 to support the teleport device, the one that has a problem.
No, can we get the evidence straight? Because you have said that the teleport device was the one that was supplied to the council sometime in 2020.
Very good.
And then sometime on the 15th of June 2023, they supplied to you the Swim P2 device. Is that correct?
Yes, right.
Is that the correct evidence?
That's right.
Yes. So now, you as the IT, are you trained on the application that is being deployed in the machine, so that you could do minimum routine maintenance on the device without having to wait for 5C?
To maintenance device, I have no training on that.
Okay. So your training is on application.
Very good.
Okay. So, but they have provided you the application system that the device is using, which you understand.
Yes.
You've been trained on that?
Yes.
You've been trained on the application?
Yes.
And you can deploy it by yourselves?
With communication with them. I cannot do it by myself because it has to correspond with the server. So I don't have access to their server IP address. So I have to be communicated to them and put device on place, put it on internet on place, put the device serial number, give it to them, and then they do the installation.
All right. We will get further information from 5S,
Thank you.
5C when they come, so that we know, you understand, what is the terms of the agreement between the council in terms of.
Okay.
Because I believe that provision of the application to the council is of importance to allow for continuity.
Very good.
And to allow for sustainability.
That's right.
Yes, because if you contract a service, you should be able to have trained staff to take over from the company.
Very
also
good.
In case the company winds up one day,
That's right.
you will be able to continue with that particular product.
That's true.
Yes.
That's
so
true.
My last question before I hand you back to the council is that, what is the challenge with the internet issue? You, at the beginning of your evidence, you were trying to explain the issue of the internet. Can you tell us whether without internet you cannot use the device, or what are the options in the application that will make it workable?
Okay. Internet though in rural area, internet is a problem, but not all the areas. Okay. Before we have a system whereby it is online with the internet.
Can you speak up a bit loud?
With the internet, with a SIM card on it, you can have access to it. But the collectors, they make that complaint that they cannot make any collection with the internet. So we provide that feature there to make the transaction. But that's just an excuse. Some collectors, they're good ones there. They do the transaction. They go out there and do the transaction with the internet there. These are a few people that complain that they cannot do the transaction just to frustrate us.
So if I can get your evidence, there is an option wherein you have put it in the system.
Very good.
Even if they don't have internet,
Very good.
they can still do the transaction in the machine.
Yes.
And that takes me to your statement. The second to last paragraph of your statement, you did indicate that when Manco's machine was brought, the transactions had already sunk, and it was printed to show that transactions were done previously.
Yes.
Yes. So now, what I want to know is that whether there is internet or not, I'm trying to correlate the two now. Whether there is internet or not, as soon as you log in to put in the details in the machine will capture that information. So anytime there is internet, it will run the information and provide you the data. Is that what you mean in the second to last paragraph?
Yes.
So which means the collectors cannot have an excuse with the issue of internet. Since even if they don't have internet in the rural villages, they can still do the transaction because the transaction will sync in the machine.
Very well.
All right. Council, can you proceed, please? Oh, okay, Mr. General.
What's the name again? Mr. Ture.
Yes.
Is your unit properly manned? Do you have the requisite number of people to run that unit?
Yes. Yes.
You are satisfied with that amount of people?
Yes, I'm satisfied with it.
Now, 5C is the provider of the machines.
That's right.
I understand from your evidence that they were providing the services that you are providing now.
That's right.
If there is a problem with the machines, who does the repairs?
When the machine is totally damaged, we return back to the 5C. We report it to the 5C. They will make the report to the CEO, and then from there I will make my recommendation to the CEO that this device cannot work, and then we will write it down, and then we communicate to the 5C.
Now, do you have the capacity to do small maintenances to these machines?
Yes, I have. Like when they have an issue with the printing problem, sometimes I fix that one.
You do that?
Yes.
Now, on the issue of the Manco's machine, you said you were able to print, or your assistant was able to print the transactions that were done, whilst Manco is saying this machine was faulty.
Yes.
Did you confront, or your assistant, did they confront Manco with that statement?
The machine has no problem.
So
the machine is flat. They overuse it and it is flat.
So the battery ran out.
Very good.
Okay, so there was nothing to do with the mechanics of the machine.
No.
Now, if from the evidence of Manco, it says that the machine was not with him for just a month. Do you, from your investigation, looking at the machines, when the machine was used and not used, how long did you think it was with that Manco was not providing you with the truth that the machine had been with him for more than a month?
Manco's problem, Manco have login with the internet, because first you have to have internet connection. You log in, and then when he log in, he turn off the data, so he doing the transaction offline. We are not going to see it. That's what happened to his case, because in November he took a role purposely for make transaction, and that roles are never brought back. So he did a transaction until the battery got flat. So when he come to the office, plug it, and then connect to the internet, is synced into the server. So the system will show that today is the day that the transaction have done, but we cannot trace out the transaction. He can trace out the transaction on the day that he did transaction. With the offline version, you have your dashboard, you do the transaction, the system will show you that today you have done transaction. But if you don't post the data, we will not going to see it in the office.
So in other words, you are telling me that you can do a transaction offline.
Very good.
And that would not come into the revenue coffers of Brikama Basse Area Council.
Yes, unless you have internet.
Unless you switch it on and you sync the machine to go to the server.
If you just have internet,
yes.
If you off the devices, it will come up.
Now, if I have gone offline and I was using the machine, is there any time that what I did offline will be able to come back online when the machine is connected?
Any transaction that you have done with that device, any transaction, either you or somebody else, when it comes to the office, when we put it on the internet, we can trace it out. We will just push the data and all the transactions will come out.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So we were discussing the issue regarding when you got the information. Do you follow?
Yes.
So now, when you came back from your official mission,
Okay.
where was it? In Banjul?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
So you came back. Did you at any time confront Manco Mane?
Several times. I confronted Manco several times, and I even told him that.
Can you please tell us about the nature of your...
I called him, and then one day I saw him in the office, and I told him that, boy, you having a device, yeah? He said, I don't have device. Swear. I saw you have a device. Through our record, you have a device. Even
Tomorrow what?
Through our records,
Yes.
you having a device.
Yes.
And there is no point in time, there are certain collectors, there's no point in time whereby they will not have a device. They are always a device, unless when they go for their leave, that's the time they will not have device.
There are some collectors, or is it all?
Some collectors.
Some collectors, yeah. And why is that?
No, their line managers always want them to have a device.
Okay.
If they don't have device, they will say this particular collector will need to have a device because the area is too big.
Was he one of them?
Manco is one of them. Even the time we have a device issue in our record, if you just enter in the office, there is a board there whereby his name is even written there.
Now, what happened after your series of confrontation with him?
He still denies.
He said he doesn't have a
He
device.
said doesn't have a device. I informed the management about it, the same thing.
But how did you now know that a device was with him?
I was contacted by Kaba Sane.
Yes.
Kaba reliably informed me that Manco is having a device. And then I told him, I know Manco is having a device. He said, but he don't know how to bring that device. So I tell him, please, tell Manco to bring the device, or you bring the device, please. Because that time we need device. We don't have device.
Okay.
Yes.
Was the device brought finally?
Yes, device was brought finally to my office.
Now, Mr. Mane said he made some printouts.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you recall the transactions?
I
Do you
don't
have it
know-
off head?
No, I don't recall the transaction.
Can you provide us with the printout?
Yes, the printout, even here we can provide the printout. It's just a matter of logging into the system and print out Mango's transaction.
You can show us his transaction here as we speak.
Very good.
Yes, we will come to that. Now, what will you say to the evidence of Manco that he, by himself, realized that he has a device? In fact, he forgot about this device, but then at some point he realized that in fact he had a device. It was probably missing somewhere in his house. He was the very one who gave it to Kaba voluntarily to bring it to your office. It was not like you knew that the device was with him, but he found out at some point that yes, in fact, I have a device in my house, which he just forgot about at some point.
No.
What do you say to that?
That will not be true. That is not true, because we have been asking Manco about this device. If we ask you, and if we told you that, come on, we have in the record that you have device, the first thing you need to check yourself where you normally go. Check yourself and then check it. If you don't see it, then. But we even told you, we show you the evidence. We show you your name is here, and then in our record you take a roll. So we believe our records.
He also said that the device was only with him for a month.
No, that's not true.
How long was the device missing and with in his possession?
Okay. Manco's device we cannot say it mission, because all along 2020, 2021, 2022, Manco is having a
No,
device.
just for this context. The missing part of it is just for this context. It was nowhere to be found.
Yes,
He didn't produce the device, and you did not see the device. At that point in time, there was no device. Is that not correct?
That's right.
Yes. Whether he has it and he was using it is another story. We'll come to discuss those things. But it's missing for the fact that it was not available for you to scrutinize. There were no data collection being done and on that device. So how long was that period?
November to April.
From November
to April.
December, January, April.
Yes.
More than 3 months.
Yes.
So you still maintain the fact that it was missing for more than 3 months.
Very good.
Now, you said the device, when it was recovered, there were printouts made, and they realized that there were transactions that were done on that device. Is there a possibility that those transactions would not have been his device or would not have been made by him?
No, there will be no possibility.
Why is that?
Because when we give you device,
Yes.
you need to check it first. You, the collector, you log in with your username, you check it the day that you do transaction. You need to check it first before you move. That's the normal procedure.
So he said in his testimony here that sometimes these devices, they can print out transactions that you, the collector, did not do. Is that possible?
That's not possible.
And why is that not possible?
If you put device here, you don't do any transaction, the device will not generate any transaction for you.
Okay.
And then
Is it possible that someone else's transaction can be attributed to someone else?
no, that's not possible.
Why is that?
That's not. It cannot be possible because you have your username. I have my username. So if Mr. X is doing transaction, it cannot reflect to my system.
Yes.
To my device.
Yes.
So that's. It
So I'm
doesn't
saying
make
these
sense.
things because this was his evidence. That's why I'm putting it to you. It doesn't matter what I believe. You are the one. You are the IT. You are the expert. You are the one who is here to testify. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you provide the evidence to the commissioners. That's why it's good that you are confronted with some of the things that he was saying.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I understand.
So it may look a bit unimaginable
Okay.
for someone to ask you that.
Okay.
But that was what he was saying. At the point, it was unimaginable to me. But to be fair to him, I had to tell you what his defense was.
That's right.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I understand.
Now, when the device was recovered, and you said it was for 4 months, what was the state of the device? How did you find it? What was the state of the device? Was the device, did it have a problem? It was not functional or what?
No, device is okay. It's just that it's flat. The battery run down, but device is fine. It's functional.
Now he said the device was faulty, so he wrote a letter. You know, the CEO wrote a letter to him about the discovery of a device under his custody.
Yes.
Now he wrote a letter on the 12th of April 2023 in response to the CEO's letter that was written a day before.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Now he responded by saying, and I will read to you word for word, that this particular device was collected from the IT unit sometimes end of February. Unfortunately, could not, I'm just reading verbatim because that's the language, could not use the said device as him because it was faulty. This particular device was then placed in my house in Boro Kande Kase, and I concentrated on the distribution of my payment forms to respective alcalos. So he said the device was faulty. That was why he forgot the device in his house since February, because it was faulty. And it was in March that he gave you the device. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Now, was the device faulty?
No, the device was not faulty. If the device was faulty, we would not go to retrieve his transactions. The device was totally flat. The battery has run down. So that's the only issue. And still now the device is working.
So you had said that in November, he had come to your office to request for a roll.
That's right.
Is it the ticket roll?
Yes.
How many tickets can that machine generate to print out?
Actually, I don't know, but it's a lot. It can generate more than the 50 transactions. It's a lot. More
You don't know
than
how
that.
much?
I don't know
how many.
No.
Why? Why is that?
It's a bundle.
Well, you should know,
Yes.
Mr. IT manager.
Well,
You should know exactly how much a ticket roll will generate.
Yeah.
You see, these are the small lapses that you do. You may really be good at your work, but if you don't really pay attention to details, then it will really be a problem at some point.
That's
So
right.
you should know.
Okay.
Because it's not rocket science. You will know exactly how much a ticket roll can generate, so that when they issue out receipts, or do you only monitor these transactions on the screen, and that's it?
Yes, I am.
But you wouldn't know how much a ticket roll will generate.
No, I don't know.
But
Actually.
is there a way of knowing how much this ticket roll will generate?
Yes, that must be. Yes, that's a way.
Yes. And again, when you give someone a ticket roll, do you audit this ticket roll? Do you audit them? Do you conduct, apart from what the screen, when someone is given a role and they didn't come back for after a month or two, do you, and it did not reflect on the screen regarding any transaction? You know, you had told the commissioners that you can do a transaction offline.
Very good.
And we will come to that, me and you.
That's right.
We'll discuss that, you and I.
No problem.
Now, do you audit the roles? Do you call the individual and audit the role, audit the machine, the roles? Because these are things that you had to insert in the machine. Is that not the case?
That's right.
Is that not the case?
That's right.
So that when you do a transaction, you issue out a receipt to an individual.
That's right.
Now, is it not wiser or more prudent, if I may rephrase, for you to audit the roles, call someone and audit the roles also, so you will know how much tickets were generated and how much is outstanding?
Yeah, that's true. It's supposed to be like that.
Exactly.
But actually, we don't audit the rules.
Why is that?
That's oversight. We don't do that, to be frank enough. I found out like that they only request and then we give it to them. But if we see for a number of times we have not seen your transaction, I will alert you that this so person, I'm not seeing his transaction. Then he will communicate to their line managers.
So if you give me, let's say, one role, and I do not come back, I'm doing transactions offline.
Very good.
And probably I only post one transaction, let's say $8,000.
Very good.
It's the only thing you will see.
Yes.
On the screen.
Yes.
So there's a possibility that the person, the revenue collector, has actually done transactions throughout with the role, and the role is been exhausted, it's finished. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
But the one that he did online and posted is the only transaction you will see.
No, okay, if he does the transaction online, offline, if he connected to the internet, if he posts the data, or if he off the device 2 times or 3 times, the data will be synced into the system before the application run out.
Yes.
Yes.
The data will be?
The data will be synced into the system.
Yes.
Yes, with the internet.
Yes.
Yes.
So what do you see on the screen? Is it the transaction that is being posted, or every transaction, whether offline or online?
You will see all the transactions posted, online or offline. The data, the system will not differentiate it, either this one is done online.
That is if you post it.
If you post it.
How about if you don't post it?
If you don't post it, we're not going to see anything.
That is my
point.
What I want the commissioners to understand. That if you, let's assume a role can do 50 transactions. The tickets or receipts that can be issued are 50.
That's right.
Let's assume that. So out of the 50, only 2 transactions are being posted, whether offline or online. Only 2 are being posted, and you don't conduct audit with the ticket roll, audit roll. You don't do that. Now, these 2 transactions that are posted are the only ones that will reflect.
That's right.
Is that not the case?
That's right.
So the 48 transactions that I did not post
will not reflect.
Will not reflect.
That's right.
And if you don't collect, if you don't audit, you don't find out, all these 48 transactions will go in someone's pocket because you did not.
That's right.
Do the audit.
That's right.
It's not correct.
That's correct.
So it's a fault on your part to not be conducting audit on the roll.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Ture,
Yes.
would this explanation not explain the fact that what we have seen on the record, you could see, for instance, a collector posting revenue in January, and selectively it will be just 3 days in the whole of January, and the person will post, the next time you see postings in the in your accounts is February, and maybe 4 transactions in February. So the explanation you have given, would it corroborate the fact that the collectors would selectively post transactions and omit posting most of the transactions because these monies are going to people's pockets?
No, you cannot select a transaction from the device.
No, what I mean is not from the device. Maybe you did not get me. Let me rephrase it. Like, if you look at the financial transactions and the deposits that collectors do to the accounts of the council, you will realize that you will see, for example, January 2022, they will only post 3 collections that they have collected.
Okay.
You will not see the rest of January, and you will go to February.
Okay.
Because the statements, the bank transactions will show what you have done there.
That's
So
right.
I am saying, is this not what explains the fact that they will not post the transactions in the machines, so that when it comes to reconciliation of what they have issued in terms of receipt and the transactions they have posted in the machine, there will be no discrepancy.
That's right. Very right. You are right.
Right?
Yes.
So this is what will
Yes,
explain
yes.
the fact that
Yes.
some months you will see them deposit only 3 times in the month,
That's
and the
right.
rest of the month there
That's-
is no revenue coming in.
That's right.
And that is not to say that they are not going to the field
Very
to
good.
collect revenue.
Very good.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Now, you've already explained regarding now the offline and the online transactions. Let us now get that part also clear. Initially, you said transactions can only be done online. Is that not the case?
Yes, that's right.
Can you now explain to us the transition from doing transactions online only, exclusively, and how you transited to now include offline transactions?
Okay. This was end of 2020.
Yes.
They were, before 2020, the system brought with online version. You can do transaction only online. We provide them the SIM card, and then we supply them a data.
Yes.
For every device. So they just put the connection on, then do the transaction. But later they complained that they cannot do the transaction even though with the internet. So that was the time it brought to the management, and then they wrote to the 5C to put on a feature there whereby with offline, whereby to put a mechanism whereby without internet you can do the transaction. So it was done.
So for the first time, you will provide them with data.
Very good.
So the machines will take data.
Very good. Yes, it takes
It has a
data.
SIM card?
Yes, yes.
So you would provide them with a data.
That's right.
And then when they go out to collect, they will be using, and they can log in online and then be doing direct transactions to making postings.
Yes.
Is that not the case? Why was it important that they stay online and do the postings online?
Yeah, so that we will have the real life transaction where you are. We can see that you are doing transaction.
Real life transaction.
Yes.
So you can monitor in real time, what was happening.
What was happening.
Can you do that with the offline?
No, offline you cannot do that. You will not know that they collect the transaction because you are not online. Then the connection is off.
So because connection is off, you only see what they post, even with this thing. But now with offline, you don't even know whether they are doing the collection or not.
Very good.
So when Manco had his device in his house, the device, was it online or was it offline?
It was offline.
And in the period that he had the device, was that a period wherein transactions can be done offline?
Yes, you can do transaction offline. If you don't post it, we're not going to see it. This is what happened.
Because since 2020, you had introduced the offline.
Yes.
Sometimes you have introduced the offline transactions.
That's right.
So when he had the device in his house for more than 3 months, as far as you're concerned, the machines were enabling transactions being done offline.
Yes.
Did he ever return the rules?
No, never returned the rules.
When you had the machine, did you find there any rule?
No.
There were no rules.
No rules.
In the machine?
No, yes.
And he was issued out a rule?
Yes.
So now, when you issue out a rule, do you record it somewhere?
Yes. Yes.
Is it in the form of a record book or what?
No, we write it on a piece of paper and then we staple it.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have those records?
Yes, yes, yes.
You will request for those records?
No problem. I'll give it.
The other question would be regarding the issue of how the machine works, how they work in real time. Can you demonstrate to us how these machines operate?
Okay.
Honorable Commissioners, I am not sure whether it's 117. Do we take it now or do we come back?
You may proceed up to the time we break for lunch.
Okay.
Because we break at 1:30.
Yes.
Then when we come, he can start with the
Yes.
with the demonstration of the.
Very well.
But let me quickly ask this question, Mr. Ture.
Yes.
We have noted on
Okay.
the records we have
Okay.
from the files you people sent to us
Okay.
that when you introduced the machines,
Mm-hmm.
it really boosted the revenue collection in Basse.
Mm-hmm.
And if not for the fact that you've been experiencing technical issues with the both orchestrated technical problems and real problems with respect to the device, you could have generated a lot of income
That's right.
with the use of the machine.
That's right.
Now, my question is, you have told this commission that as we speak, by the end of 2022, you had only 4
Device.
yes,
Right.
4 machines that were functional
That's right.
and are used in the field.
That's right.
Now, can you make a comparison of the revenue levels? You understand
But-
of the collectors, because. But before we go there, in fact, how many collectors do you have?
Actually, I don't know. There are a lot.
There are a lot of them.
Yes.
So, and you just have 4 devices
Very good.
to be used among those.
Among those collectors.
So, can you please provide us the number of collectors that the council have, so that we are able to understand,
Okay.
what are the challenges and the issues.
Oh,
All
okay.
right? Please note that.
Okay. Can I come over there?
Yes.
What I can, maybe the number of collectors that have been using the device from the starting up to now, I can provide that.
Yes, but you don't know.
I
Don't know the totality of the number of.
normally don't deal with this collector. I don't know them much.
So you don't ask also questions. So what do you know about the GTRs?
I never see. The time I came to council, I heard it, but I had never seen this GTR because I was not familiar with this collection, with the collection there.
But as an IT technician,
That's right.
the collectors have interactions with you.
Yes,
When their devices are broken,
that's right.
do they still go to the field to collect tax?
No,
Do you
no,
know?
no.
They don't go to the
No,
field.
no. For my, I don't know if they go or not. But when their device is damaged, they come to my office or through CO, then I place it. I don't know if they go to the field or not. Actually, I don't know about that.
Okay. So, but through the transactions from the device,
Okay.
you can know the totality of revenue
Very
collected each day,
good. Very good.
because you can see it in the dashboard.
That's right.
Even though you are not an accountant,
Yes.
you can know that each day this is how much is generated.
Yes.
Yes, Council. Thank you.
Yes. Another important issue is that Manco Mane said here before the commission that when his device, the first device that he was given in 2020, when it was when the first device that he was given had a problem and he returned the device, and you gave him another device. Is that correct?
Yes. When the device has a problem, they will.
No. Did he himself ever return a device that had a problem?
I cannot remember. Mankumane device has a problem,
Yes.
and then they brought to the office. No, I could not remember.
From 2020, did he
Yes.
ever return a device?
From 2020, through my records,
Yes.
Manco is with device. Not
No.
only Manco, all the.
Has he ever returned a device to you from 2020?
No.
He has never returned a device.
No.
How many times was Manco given a device?
Manco, unless I check my records. But what I know from 2020 to the time that he said he
Yes.
lost the device, is with device.
He's with a device is one thing. How many devices? Was it the only device that he was given?
Wait, only one device.
Yes,
Only one device.
so-
Only one device.
So just tell us exactly what the evidence is. From 2020, you know, you made a reference to a device that he was given in 2020 until the issue in April of this year.
That's right.
Where was he given many devices, one device, two devices?
No, it's only one device.
Only one device.
Only one device.
Now, before this device had a problem, he was using the device, the alleged problem that he said it was faulty. Was his transactions regular? Was he doing some regular transactions?
Yes, he's doing transactions.
Now, there were individuals that were collecting revenue during weekends. What do you know about that?
Yes, it's true. There are some collectors, they do go to the field during the weekend.
During the weekend. And do you see also transactions happening on your screen during weekends?
Yes.
Now, so have you ever repaired any device? Have you? I mean, the area council, or together with 5C, the company, was any device ever repaired? Repaired.
Oh, repaired.
Yes. Damaged devices.
No, they
to
will
fix it.
They will bring another device and then take that one.
They will bring a new one.
Very good.
And they will take the device.
That's right.
Now, the fact that you've explained that the system is such that you can access it anywhere. Now, can you tell us what you have seen in terms of revenue? Is it high or low for this third quarter in the year?
It's high.
It's high. What they have collected in this third quarter. What is the estimate?
Let's check the system.
Okay. So when we have the lunch break, please check the system and let us have an estimated value, because some collectors have given evidence that they are not using any GTRs in the field. They only use machine and they alternate the use of the machines. So basically, we will be looking at that evidence until we see something contrary in terms of the use of the GTRs. But you kindly run us through the revenue from the first quarter, second quarter, because we are getting towards the tail end of the third quarter, so that we are able to look at you understand the level of revenue generation. All right, and I believe that this is just for you to have that at the back of your mind, because you have the machine here and you can run some of these things, and then when we ask the questions, you can give us the data. Yes. I believe this is a point to stop. We can break for prayers and lunch and then come back for the afternoon session.